Class, I'm going to be talking about structural power. Sorry I wasn't able to present in person. I got caught with a bad case of the chicken pox. Even at this age, it hit me a little harder than I would have as a child. Structural power. So, anywhere in an organization, you're going to see structural power. Whether it is from a loan officer at a bank that kind of dictates of who gets a loan and who doesn't. From a customer service manager, they dictate how they handle customer service complaints. And it can even go as far as the technology sector. Our IT people know a little more than IT than those that are in, per se, operations or accounting. So they're able to have more resource based in the power as far as their knowledge goes. So we're going to touch on three things. Those three things are resources, decision making power, and information power. So when we talk about resources comes from the top level managers down. Of course, you know that top level managers know more of what is going on within a company than the lower managers know, and therefore they are the ones that kind of dictate of who gets certain information and resources and who doesn't. So our top level managers kind of flow down the resources that we can work with down to our lower level managers. So lower level managers are given the reward of having more resources from top level managers to do and meet the goals that the top level managers need. These resources may include anywhere from IT, technology, money, human resources, consulting, or any type of resources that are needed to do the job are mostly held from top level managers and kind of flown down the scale. We only work, lower level managers work with certain resources. They're not granted all the money of the company to be able to do whatever they want, whether it's in operations, accounting, or any other department in the company. As you know, the CEO and top level senior managers are able to provide us with the resources and be able to grant us certain factors so we could accomplish our jobs, and mid-level, lower level managers can do the tasks that are needed. So some of the resources that are in structural power is information that is passed down, of course, from the president of VP directors down to their lower level managers. And like I talked about in the previous slide, it could include things such as money, materials, access to technology, customers, and so on. The resources go on and on depending on the type of field that the company is working in. Of course, you know that top level managers have more power due to being the gatekeeper of resources and allowing lower level managers some of the resources to accomplish goals. And this is kind of something that I touched based in the previous slide, saying that resources flow from the top down. We're only granted certain resources that top level managers would like us to have. We don't have all the money in the we don't have all the capital of the company to be able to do whatever we want. There's one example. I'm going to touch on also decision-making power. Decision-making power lies on a certain person, department, or group that can influence how the decision-making process occurs and what alternatives are considered when a decision is made. So these decision-making makers may or may not have formal authority. So I'm going to take one example, and that example is going to be Eleanor Roosevelt. So, like I talked about, they may or may not be formal authority. So, Eleanor Roosevelt was the wife, of course, of FDR. She exerted informal political influence over Congress, even though she was not an elected official. She did not have formal authority, but influenced certain decisions made by Congress. So, think about a certain individual, maybe it's an outside party that comes and influences certain decisions made in a company to reach an ultimate goal. Of course, there's certain decision makers that maybe as the CEO, they have the final decision that's made. Or maybe as someone that has the most resources that are able to contribute to the decision that's made. It could also be anyone that has the authority, they have all the knowledge, they have all the backing, that are able to make the decision and influence the decision. But of course, an example of Eleanor Roosevelt, it could be also an informal decision maker. It could be someone from outside that's bringing in ideas and influencing others to reach a decision. Information power lies in knowledge. And as you see right here in the left hand side is the picture of knowledge is power. So knowledge is considered the highest form of power in any part of the structure of an organization. Knowledge is defined as a conclusion or analysis derived from data and information. So, what is knowledge? Knowledge is, of course, what we know, what people know, and what they can bring about. What they know about a certain topic, what they know about a certain subject that they can bring in and influence decisions. They could bring authority. They could bring all their power to pretty much make a decision. They could be having important information knowledge, which is power. Let's take for example controllers or accountants. Although they don't have strong interpersonal power, they control important information. So there are certain companies that have informational power, such as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Walmart, and Google. All these companies hold the information that lies in power. Of course, Facebook holds all our information. If companies like this didn't have the knowledge to kind of influence us to do things or influence themselves to kind of keep on going, they would kind of dissolve. There'll be other companies that will come over and take over. Facebook, of course, took over MySpace because they were able to have the certain knowledge to continue to grow the social media platform. Of course, Amazon has certain knowledge in being able to attract different online retailers to sell within their online platform. And this kind of goes also with Apple. They have the knowledge and the information to be able to influence others to be able to purchase their products. This is what we kind of saw how the iPhones just blew up. The Apple Music is blowing up because they have the knowledge, they have the information, which gives them the power. Walmart as well, they have a huge power over certain vendors and who they are able to put on their shelves. Google has all the information. They have all the knowledge. We could just type in a question and Google will be able to answer us. These are just certain companies that have information power that we know that have knowledge that influence us and certain decisions that we've made. So that's it. That is our structural power side. Hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.